Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to do this video. I hope that you guys can hear me well. I am outside, so there is going to be a lot of extra noise. I am so excited. I wanted to bring a word of encouragement again to you guys. So I'm going to be talking about the social clock versus God's clock and how that has a big impact in our lives as children of God. Social psychologists came up with this theory named the social clock theory. These social clock theories suggest that every society has a conscious or unconscious consensus which dictates when events should take place in our lives. But what does it really mean? Okay, so for example, when you reach your 20s and you see everybody getting hitched and you're kind of like, maybe I should be getting hitched too? That is what that means. The social clock theory states that you feel that kind of pressure of what society is doing and everybody your age. You begin to feel the pressure of what everybody else is doing. As children of God, we cannot live by the social clock. We should learn to live by God's timing. And I know that when it comes to time, when it comes to waiting, we all have a rather difficult time adjusting to God's timing or just overall learning how to wait on Him. I've struggled with learning how to wait on God and learning to do things not in my time but at His timing, which is perfect. And a lot of times as young adults we get very anxious as to when we're going to get the job, when we're going to get out of school, when we're going to get our life going. That just because everyone around you is getting hitched doesn't mean you should too. You should rather wait on God. When you learn to put a stop on the hands of the social clock and begin to put your life goals and setbacks, things in God's hands, you will see His perfect timing influence your life. You will see His perfect timing take over your life. And that's just like perfect, because the Bible states that He has made everything beautiful in its season. He has made your life beautiful in its season, but you gotta learn to wait. Bible in the book of John, chapter 6, we see all the miracles that Jesus is performing. We see Him feeding thousands of people. We see Him walking on water, and we see Him teaching to large groups of people. Okay, in chapter 7, we then see Jesus' brothers telling Him of a great idea. Maybe you have some friends that come up to you and say, hey, we should do this. Let's go down here. Let's get into this. Well, listen to this. Jesus did not let Himself get influenced by those voices. Jesus' brothers came to Him and said, yo, Jesus, guess what? The Festival of Tabernacles is coming up. I think we should go down there and show everybody who you is. Well, Jesus was like, no, I don't think we should. Now, Jesus' brothers were probably really hyped up because there was going to be hundreds of people there. I mean, this was big in the Jewish community, okay? And what better time to go show yourself off than a place where there's lots of people? Now, listen to what Jesus responded to them, okay? And I could just hear Jesus saying this to me all the time. My time is not yet here. For you, any time will do. Look at that. I mean, just with that, I mean, Jesus, okay, just simple as that. He said, not yet, it's my timing. And I was like, wow, like how many times do we feel that way? Do we feel like this is a perfect opportunity for me to go and do this and just get these plans that I've been planning all together, working them out, and Jesus is like, nope, not yet. Now, if you read that chapter 7, you will see that Jesus did eventually go to the Festival of Tabernacles. But what is so key here is that He didn't do it when everybody else was telling Him to do it, when everybody was telling Him, come on, you should do this. No, He waited for the perfect timing, the appointed time. And I feel like that is so important to learn right now in life. If you're struggling with this, here's some encouragement. If you're not, then right on to you. High five. But I feel like we all struggle with this, including myself, when we get so excited for something and we just feel like everybody's doing it. Why can't I? God, come on. And so we kind of begin to live our lives by the social hour, by the social clock, and what everybody else is doing, rather than what God has already appointed to do. when you get stuck on what's happening by the social hour, you begin to feel unsatisfied with everything in your life and the pace that everything is going in. And you just begin to set your eyes on everybody around you. In that moment, you take your eyes off of God and the timing that He has for your life. So today, I encourage you guys not to live by the social clock, but to live by God's clock. I feel like a lot of times waiting on God can be so difficult. It can be so difficult. Especially when He has promised something to us and we're just kind of like, oh, this is going to happen tomorrow. And then it doesn't happen tomorrow. And then you wait another week and it still doesn't happen. And then you wait a couple months and it yet hasn't happened. And you're just kind of like, what? God, you promised me and you can't break these promises. Well, guess what? Maybe you should wait just another day or just another month or maybe even another year or maybe even another 10 years. Maybe you should just wait. We go back to the Old Testament when Abraham was expecting the promise of God to already be in his life. God had promised him that he was going to be a father of nations, yet he had no child. How is that going to happen? God came to Abraham and said this. He asked him, is anything too hard for the Lord? At the appointed time, keyword right there, keywords right there. At the appointed time, I will return to you about this time next year, and Sarah shall have a son. God is telling us today, He has the appointed time. He has the appointed time for you to meet your spouse. He has the appointed time for you to get that job. He has the appointed time for you to move on to the next season of your life. Today, I encourage you to live by God's clock and not by a social clock, not by what everybody is doing around you, when they're doing it, and why they're doing it. But encourage yourself as a child of God to do things by God's clock and by His timing, His perfect timing. So today, I encourage you all to wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Just wait for the Lord.
Yeah, your sign off. What is it?
What is it? I don't know. Bye. See you later. Ciao.
Thank you for stopping by.
You know what? I'm so glad you guys came across this video. Please comment. Let me know what you guys do. Let me know how you guys encourage yourself to wait on the Lord. And let's do this. We're all in this together. So thanks for watching, guys. I really hope that this encouraged somebody. See you next time.